Hello everyone, this is Michelle Sizemore. I'm an advisor with Creative Memories, and today I'm going to show you how to make this quick and easy border using the birthday, I say birthday collection, it's actually called Party Time collection, I keep saying that, and our rainbow arches, border punch, and our 12-inch trimmer, and our custom cutting system. I'm going to walk you through all the stuff that I used and how to make this. So this is the collection that I used. It's called Party Time, and I have it stored in these Power Project folders. That's where I store all of my stuff to keep it together. So I have the whole collection in here, and a lot more would fit in here too. But this collection comes with these embellishments, and I've got them stored in this vertical pocket here. You could also store those up here in this horizontal pocket, or you could store like strips of paper or stickers up there. And then we have these photo mats and journaling boxes, and they're also just decorative pieces. They're rectangles, and they're the perfect size to mat your photos, or you could completely use them just to decorate with. They're like this, or you could cut it with the circle, or cut it down and decorate with it, or slide these into our multi-pocket pages that are 4x6. You can do a lot of different things with those, or you can just mat your photos with them because they're already pre-cut the right size to mat typical photos. And in here I have all the different packs of paper that go with this collection. It comes with 3 packs of paper: Party Time Bright, which are all these fun vibrant colors that are 2-sided pieces of paper that go together; Party Time Designer paper, which is our Fast and Fabulous paper that's already decorated for you, 2-sided. And you can use these as is, and then you don't have to decorate at all. You can just add your pictures and add your journaling. Or you can always add some of those embellishments to this and jazz them up even more. Or if there's something like this, you could cut it off and use it as a border that's already pre-done for you, maybe mounted on some cardstock. Lots of things you can do with this, and it's already done for you. And here's an example of a page that's already decorated for you. And then we have the Party Time Blue collection of paper that goes with this, and it's just more toned down colors, but they mix and match really well with the whole collection. These are good for, I would picture these for like little baby boys, men, just more of a natural toned down look for boys, men, or just generic photo. They go with everything really. So there's that pack of paper. And then you have on the back, I've got these stored in these vertical pockets. You have 2 packs of stickers that go with this. And this is each sticker pack has 3 strips in it. Each strip is different, but they all coordinate. And this is all borders, and these are all iconic stickers. So I'm going to set all that aside and then show you the tools that I use. I use the custom cutting system with this circle template and the green blade. I'll show you how this works in a few minutes. I also use the 12-inch trimmer. And with that, I use the straight blade and the decal blade, which is this blade right here. I use that, and then I use the Diamond Arches border punch, which made the border, and then I used black sticker letters, and I think that's all. And I always have on hand a repositionable tape runner, a pair of micro scissors, and a pair of regular scissors, which we sell with Creative Memories. All right, so let's get to work. I'm going to show you how I did this. Kind of set a lot of this aside. The first thing I want to do is to show you how to make the Diamond Arches border, which is this right here. This is our punch, and you can cut a 12-inch border with it. Here's our blue cardstock. And you want to put your paper in here, your cardstock in here, and you want to start the edge of the paper at this black line right here. I don't know if you can see that. I hope I didn't get too close. And I'm going to cut a strip of this. You start at that black line, hold it straight. There's a lip right here to keep it straight. Hold it firmly with your thumb and punch. You press pretty firm with the palm of your hand. And then you bring it back down and you match the pattern here to get it where it needs to be so that you can continue the pattern on. And let me show you that a little closer. So right here, you have this pattern, and the blue part shows you what you just cut out, and the silver part is the extra. So I'm going to make sure I position my cardstock over the blue so that the pattern completely covers the blue and all you see is silver. And that tells me that when I punch my next one, it's going to be lined up correctly. Hold it really straight. You don't want it to slip on you. I always hold it with my thumb up here and punch. And you continue on until you have a 12-inch border, okay? Go all the way down. So that's how I did that. Now I've already pre-cut the ones I'm going to use here. So I'll show you those in a minute. Then I want to take my red cardstock. This is called Scarlet. It's a new color and it's a really bright, like vibrant red. I really, really like it. I'm going to use this decal blade, pull it out. All I do to switch my blade is lift this up. There's a little lip right here. I just lift up, take the blade out, boom, put it in. It doesn't matter which direction it goes. The curvy part always goes down. And some blades it matters whether this is left or right on the logo because it cuts different. This one, it does not matter. It cuts the same either way. So there we go. So I just need 2 random pieces that are 12-inch long of this red. And it really doesn't matter exactly how wide it is because you can tell only a little bit peeks out. The rest of it's underneath this piece of paper. So I just want to make sure I have enough room to put some adhesive on it and still have enough red poking through. So I didn't press down hard enough on that. So that's just an example. You know, put the palm of your hand on it and kind of press down. And there you go. So I got a piece there, and then I need 2 pieces, one for the top and one for the bottom. And I'm pressing kind of firm with the palm of my hand, but not hard, just firm. So I've got that. And then I use this paper that has little candles on it. And I've chose this to teach you another tool with this trimmer. Now I need to go back to my straight blade. Doesn't matter which direction, curvy part goes down. Okay, I want to cut right above these little yellow flames. I don't know if you can see those. My goal is to have 2 rows of candles and for the other one on top not to show, because I want it to look like this. 2 rows of candles. So there's another feature on this trimmer that I like. I don't use it a lot, but when I'm using a piece of paper that's real intricate like this and it really matters where you cut it on the pattern, I use this other little thing I'm going to show you. So you line it up at the top. Your blade is always going to come down on this left-hand side dotted line on this rubber mat. Now let me tell you about this rubber mat. I used to get confused why there's a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 at the top, because you have 2 sides. One starts with number 2, one starts with number 1. All that means is all you're ever concerned with is the left-hand side dotted line. That is where your blade comes down. And the only reason you have 4 different numbers of dotted lines is you get 4 different uses out of every mat so that it lasts you a really long time. And then what happens over time as you make a lot of cuts, it starts fading your dots so they're harder to see. So then you just flip it over and use the other one, and then turn it over and use the other 2. And then when you've used it to death and you need a new rubber mat after a long time, you can buy a new rubber mat. So I just want you to understand what those numbers are for and those dotted lines. Now I want to cut right here, right above this row of the flames on top of the candles. So I need to be kind of precise because I don't want these candles on top of it to show. That's just not the look I'm going for. So there is this clear, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a clear little thing with a black line in it. And if the only time I use it is for something intricate like this, but I'm going to look at it, and basically you take this, you watch the black line all the way down, it's clear. It's going to show you where it's going to cut, and it's showing me it's actually going to cut through some of these candles on top. So it means I need to move it over a little bit because I don't want those to show. Now I'm going to look at it again. Still a little bit, just a tad. And now it's going to cut through my flames. Usually I don't have to do it this many times, but now I think it's going to be about right. Yeah. So, and you can go all the way down just to make sure it's going to cut where you want. And that's just a handy little thing. I don't use it often, but when I do, it really helps. So I got exactly what I wanted. I cut right above the flames and I don't see the other candles. Now this time I want to cut below this row of candles before the little flames, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing with my clear thing to see where it's going to cut. It looks like it's going to cut perfect now. Okay, and it did. So I have my 2 little rows of candles, which is exactly what I wanted. All right. Let's look at this again. So everything's built around this piece of paper, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is put the red cardstock behind it that has been cut with the decal edge. I already cut it with the decal edge. So I'm going to show you how to mount it. I want to flip this over so that I see the back of it. And then I want to put a little bit of repositionable tape runner along each edge. I'm just going to do one edge at a time. Important to use the repositionable tape runner because you might need to kind of pick things up and move them around, but over time it settles down and you know it's going to stick, but it helps to be a little more flexible while you're working with something. So, and I used a piece of cardboard underneath so that the extra tape runner sticks to this and not to my table. Okay, so now I've already put my tape runner on the back. So I just kind of eyeball it. I want a little bit of the red to poke out on the outside like that. And then I do the same thing at the bottom. I'm going slow for teaching purposes, but you can do this really fast when you get used to it. And I want about the same amount to show from the bottom. And that's a little too much, so I'm going to pick it up. That shows why I like repositionable. One of the many reasons why I like it. Okay, now, I like that. It's not perfect. I still think there's a little more red showing out the top, but I'm good with it. Just for teaching purposes, it's all good. So the next thing I want to do is cut my 12-inch border, which I already showed you how to do here. So I've already pre-cut some just to save time. Okay, and then I cut this edge with a straight trimmer and just left enough for some adhesive to stick to. So here's what I did. I really just want from about there up to show. So I'm going to cover up some of it. I want that little inside arch to show. I don't want it to be super wide with the diamonds to show. Sometimes I might, but on this particular border, I want it to be a little different and just look about like that. So I'm going to put my tape runner on the back edge of the red. And then I'm going to mount it down like I did, where just that little inside arch pops out a little bit, and do the same thing on the other side. You just want little dabs of this. You don't need to go whoosh all the way down or you'll waste a lot of it. And then you'll be having to buy some more super soon, which is not the goal. You want to get as much use out of things as you can. Okay, so it's got a little loose piece on there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing I did to the other side. Okay, and then I already pre-cut this to the right size of 3 inches right here with my 12-inch trimmer. I'm not going to show that again because I've showed you how to use that. So now all I need to do is put tape runner on the back here. Now on these little intricate pieces, another reason why this repositionable is so good is you can kind of go like this and it comes out in little tiny clear dots that you don't see. So if they poke out in the middle, they don't show up. If you used our regular tape runner, it's like little white strips and it would have little strips everywhere and they would show and it looks all messy and hard to work with. I mean, I love the regular tape runner like for pictures, but for little intricate things like this, I only use this. It really is amazing. And then the excess comes off on what's underneath it. That's why I like to save these cardboards from my old packs of cardstock, just so it won't stick to my table. Okay, and now what I do is mount, I need to kind of put this all over on both sides. So I'm going to be kind of generous with it, you know, and mount this down like this. So now I have the main part of my border. And all I have to do is add my stickers and sticker letters, and I'll show you how to do that. Well, my circles and sticker letters is what I meant to say. All right. I picked these colors from this Party Time collection to use for my circles. I wanted something that's got a little subtle pattern, but not like super busy, because I'm going to cut these little small circles. So I chose these 4 colors. And I'm just going to cut one circle to show you how I did it. I chose this size circle because it was the size I wanted that worked with sticker letters. Now, all this is right here is a pattern, put white under it, to show you where the blades are going to cut. The black line just shows you which thing to match your template up with, like which template to choose. Then you have these lines on the inside and outside. If you go on the inside track, you'll see a red, green, and blue line. That just means red, green, and blue blade, because we have 3 different blades with this cutting system. This is the green blade. If you go on the inside track and you cut with the green blade, you're going to get that size, which that's the size I want because it matches up with this. And you can see, if I look at it, the green is the perfect size. If you wanted a bigger circle, you go on the outside track. Let me show you what I mean by track. There's a little track right here, little groove. You're going to put these 2 notches in the track, and the blade is here, and it's going to cut. And it rotates around as you go. And you need to use this mat that comes with Creative Memories. This is a self-healing mat. Okay, so that's how I got my circle. And I would just cut two circles out of each color. And then I would take my black sticker letters and just add a sticker letter to the middle of the circle and spell out what I want to spell. So that's how to make that border. Super easy. Love the colors. I like bright and cheerful colors. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few more ideas using this Diamond Arches punch. Now this was my sample that I had on here, so I'm going to put it back on here. These 3 borders were all made using this Diamond Arches punch. Pretty much the same technique I used with this, except I kind of moved where I put my decal edge and straight edge and all of that, but you get the idea. So, and all of this is using the Party Time collection. So there's that. And here's another idea I made with that punch. This was using our National Scrapbook Day kit, and I still have some of these left. Fun greens and blues, and there were lots of like shamrocks and things that go with it. So I used the punch on this darker blue here, and I used the decal blade there. Now I'm going to show you something a little bit different here. When you use this Diamond Arches punch, you're left with all these little scraps, okay? All this little stuff. A lot of people would just throw that away, but I like to look at it and say, what can I do with that? Sometimes I can do a lot with it. Sometimes I'm like, I really can't do much with it. But I thought of a few things to do with it. So this is like one of each piece of the scraps that's left. I just put those together. And let me show you what I did with it. First of all, this line right here, you could cut these little notches off of it and get one big line, or you could use little pieces of the line. Always keep these little strips of paper that come off of your punches and things, because they're handy. And this is an example of what I did with the line. I made little rays of sun out of orange and green, and then I used the cutting system for the circle. Here's some more examples of things I've done in the past using a strip. Sometimes depending on what cartridge you're working with or what border system you're working with, you'll get a skinnier line or a fatter line. This line was a little bit kind of fat. This line from a different punch that I used a while back was skinny. So I made flower stems, bows, ribbons for packages, sleigh rope, or whatever you want to call that, to put the reindeer together. You can do things like this where you put 3 colors together and braid them like a little friendship bracelet, or just do different lines like this or this. Or here's another example of rays of sun with a skinnier strip and flower petals. You can add leaves too. So that just gives you an idea of don't throw away your scraps, okay? And actually, I think that is all I wanted to show you for this lesson. Once again, here are the things that I did with that Diamond Arches punch. Hope you enjoyed that and hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.